In the meantime, let's take you to this developing story now, and to Limpopo. That's where the Groblersdal Magistrate's Court is expected to hand down its decision in the bail application of two farmers. Piet Groenewald and his stepson, Stephan Greef, both face assault and attempted murder charges after allegedly attacking one of their employees. Newzroom Afrika's Nqobile Madlala has been covering the story, and she joins us live. Nqobile, are we expecting this bail decision to happen today?
Well, according to what happened in court, of course, Michelle, we understand that after the quick adjournment, we are expecting, of course, the magistrates to look into those closing arguments that were made by the prosecutor, the state, of course, and the defense. And I want to take you through some of those closing arguments that were made in court. Prosecutor just explaining that one of the major issues that they are worried about, especially when it comes to the jurors, that they feel that they are not safe because of what the community and, of course, the uproar that this case has caused. But also at the same time, they're concerned about the witness as well as the victim, saying that they both their identity is known to the two, and they're worried that something might happen if they are released on bail. And another situation here also about the fact that the one witness has already received threats, and so these are some of the worrying cases that they are looking at this moment, saying that one person that called the victim, that called the witness, I beg your pardon there, was a female, and it's also comes out of court that one of those people that have threatened the witness is a person that was driving a company truck, which is known to the two people that are currently in charge of as a security company. However, defense did argue, Michelle, that even though they say that the two might not be safe, they said that there is a state program where you are able to take people away in a space that is normal so that you can protect them. In other words, they can choose, the states can choose to protect the witnesses or take away, of course, the two so that they can make sure that there isn't such thing in terms of safety. Also, they've also emphasized on the fact that they feel that the part about the witness not being safe is really an afterthought. They're saying that this only came when the IO later spoke, and they felt that also the case has been postponed quite a number of times, and this is a major issue for them, and they're saying that a bail application is supposed to just be straightforward. However, there was a great concern as well with regards to the media being in court, talking about the fact that, in fact, the defense was saying this is just an assault GBH case, and it shouldn't be creating so much hype as far as getting the ministers in court. And of course, courts did reply to that, saying that courts cannot subject people to not basically recording the case, and saying that the media as well as the public has a right to say that they have public interest to that case. So we are, of course, waiting for the magistrates to look into some of those closing arguments and highlight them. However, Michelle, quite interestingly, you will remember that there were clashes outside in the beginning of this case, which ended up with one person that was arrested. We now have NPA here in Limpopo that is going to speak to us about that case, because whilst this case is also continuing at this very moment, we understand that there's also on the sideline Francois, who was also arrested on the day, that's also due to appear in court. So I'm going to bring in now Mashudu to speak to us from the NPA in Limpopo. Mashudu, we understand that Francois was one of the people that were arrested, but have you made more arrests with regards to the people that had clashes with the police?
Yes, indeed. Today, 3 people have handed themselves to the police, and they've already appeared here in Groblersdal Magistrate. They are facing the same charge as Francois for assault and public violence, except one old man who's sick. Then they are going to appear again on the 15th, joining Francois.
And I want to ask, because now in courts it's appeared that, of course, the defense was just talking about the fact that this has created a lot of, has called a lot of people to come in here, and as a result we're seeing those clashes, but there was no need for such to happen. How are you handling this as NPA?
As NPA, we are looking at the applicant to show us whether is fit to be released on bail. The other things that they are mentioning that are not relevant for this matter. We're just doing the bail. We're not on trial. Some other things are not facts of this case.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. That is NPA in Limpopo. That's currently waiting, of course, to hear if the two will also be getting bail. We understand at this point that the state has already opposed bail.